I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. What else? Naomi, what else is going on this week?
Where are we?
We got some virtual reality happening up in our industry.
Ugh.
Not a fan, Marty?
No. Well, I did an Oculus Rift demo today, and I wanted to vomit afterwards. Demo was cool, but...
You just
Yeah.
know,
I tried it
literally
here.
from sickness?
Yeah.
From motion
Yeah.
I
sickness?
still get sick a
get
little
all
bit.
Well, you're
sweaty,
probably all hungover.
I get all
from your
sweaty, I'm a little bit
4
hungover.
a.m.
Get a little bit
That
hungover.
does not help.
But man, there's been so much VR talk here.
Well, yeah,
this
there's
week.
People were
Microsoft, Sony, and everyone's on board now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Scott was covering the thing last night, and everybody was watching his live
traffic
live
was insane
tweets.
from
Yeah,
that from the Project Morpheus.
yeah.
Sony
So
thing.
people were so excited to take the blue pill and go into the rabbit hole. So many Matrix jokes.
So,
I've been loving the gifs of
of dumb Morpheus stuff. Yeah.
Lawrence
Morpheus,
Fishburne with
Project
the
Morpheus.
VR helmet on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, coming on the heels of that, supposedly, a source, the Wall Street Journal, is reporting that
That's a little credible. A little bit.
Yeah.
the Wall Street Journal.
Ballers.
Supposedly Microsoft working on a VR headset, which I mean, I think is a given.
Yeah, they
yeah.
would be silly not to compete
Sure,
against
sure.
what's going
Yeah.
on in the industry.
Oh,
right?
Sony's doing it, and we're just not going to do anything. That'd be kind
Yeah.
of silly.
Well, the question, though, is
What
you
they
you
should
guys
do.
remember that supposed leak from a couple of years ago before the Xbox One even came out, the Fortaleza glasses,
I
which
do.
were like a
Yeah.
blend of VR and
Google Glass.
alternate reality kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
yeah, you did a video about that,
Yeah,
a while
explaining
back.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch and I. So, is this just that? Either in the same form or, that roadmap, that thing was so old, that leak, that maybe it's changed since then
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's more of a traditional VR headset now. Mm-hmm. But in any case, I mean, if you haven't tried Oculus, it's, you don't want to throw around the term game changer lightly, but it really is like a completely new experience.
It's not a game
of playing
changer, but it
games.
changes the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a game changer because if Microsoft or Sony does get one of these things out, it's going to be like $300 or more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to make, and everybody laughed when the Kinect was $150 when it came out. This would be way more money than that.
Yeah. I feel like this thing is just, Microsoft, Sony, all these companies have in just hundreds, if not thousands of things in R&D. And this is just one of them.
yeah.
This is a Luma room. This is things like, this may never hit the public, but yeah, I don't know.
Oculus
Well, I think
stock
that's
is
where-
also up like $3. So
They're a publicly traded company?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I didn't know that.
Look at Mr. Market.
I would
over
have
here.
thought that
Yeah.
they were just a private little...
interested in stocks, so
Call
just
you
kind of
the-
watching.
call you the wolf of
Speaking
Wall
of
Street.
Wall
Nintendo,
Street.
Nintendo, not so good. Yeah.
Oh, what else is new?
Hey, I'm on that podcast.
But I mean,
sometimes.
okay, so let's say an Xbox VR headset is real of some kind, whether it's the Fortaleza thing or it's something else. How much does it need to be for you guys to buy it? And
Well, it has to work.
would
Yeah,
you
right.
would you use it, or is that something you're just not interested in wearing a thing on your head, Naomi?
I am not at the moment, but I'm all for this, and I'm all for them competing and working on a better technology and having it evolve into like a way bigger thing in the
Sure,
future.
sure.
But I'm not willing to invest at this point.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
At any price?
At any price.
Okay.
Well, again, it's kind of like what Marty was saying. I get sick using
Yeah.
it, so unless it completely voids that somehow, like
Yeah.
somehow they
I mean, it
develop a
sounds
technology
like
over time that
eventually
it works.
they're going to get there. Like they
Yeah.
know what the sort of the hurdle is, and just with time. they'll
Yeah.
get there.
Don't you mean the hurdle? the hurdle?
That was the perfect time for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
But it's one of those things you have to try it to know whether or not it's worth an investment.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I see the potential in it. Personally, I don't. It doesn't appeal to me.
No?
I don't. No.
You of all people, Marty?
Yeah. me of
You
all
want them to
people.
stop the
They-
virtual
they
reality
can do
route,
it.
the
Just
whole
don't.
thing?
I don't know. It's fine. Like I'm fine with them doing it to each their own. But
Yeah.
I'm fine with playing games on
Marty
TV.
Sleva says, let's focus on making reality good before we start worrying about virtual reality.
Yeah. Also, just hearing people talk about how like all forms of communication are going to be through this now, and I'm like, I saw Wall-E. I don't want to live that life.
Oh,
That sounds awful.
Or I just turn
Yeah.
into a fat
Yeah.
lard.
Yeah.
Everything's done for you.
Yeah. I don't know. What about you, Justin?
Destin?
Yeah, I'm not really too into the whole VR thing. Like, I did the roller coaster sim, and I played a few games in it, and like, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I can't get behind it, like, and get really interested in it for some reason.
So have you guys tried? So we have version 1 of the Oculus dev kit here. You guys should try. I mean, the game's old at this point. It's certainly aged a bit, but try Half-Life 2 on the Oculus headset. And then tell me, just see if that changes your thought process at all. Because for me, that's my first time with it was 2 E3s ago on John Carmack's prototype when it wasn't even Oculus. It was the thing that John Carmack hacked together. And it was he had Doom 3 running on it. And with full head tracking, whole thing. And I was like looking over railings, and it was a complete sensory experience. It really was incredible to do it. But after 20 minutes, I really did feel like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
But then on the next version, the Oculus version 1 we have here, it's not as bad. And then they brought us the newest one. Unfortunately, they didn't leave it behind.
Yeah.
But a few weeks ago, they brought in the 1080p.
looking one.
What is it? Is it whatever fancy screen OLED or something that's in there?
The Demon World.
Yeah. And that I felt totally fine with. So I think they're continuing to work on that problem of I guess it's like the refresh rate or the frame rate.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think it's the
Confuses
higher
the
it
mind.
is.
Huh.
Yeah, I think if it's lower, it makes you feel ill or something. But I may not be correct
Interesting.
on that. But yeah, it's.
But you couldn't move, remember, in that one particular setting. You could just look around.
Yeah, that was just I
So-
mean, you could kind of lean your head in and out like this, but to get
And zoom in and kind of.
I'm interested to see when they come out with the really, really cool game on that everybody's talking about. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. I've already heard a lot of people say that they've played horror games and stuff using that, and it's so immersive. It's like, but you can't get away, so it's even more terrifying.
Stuff like Outlast.
Oh, Outlast would be
Outlast
crazy
or
on that.
Amnesia.
That'd be spooky.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the upcoming Alien Isolation?
Yeah.
That'd be spooky.
How about that?
Yeah, really excited about that. That was at GDC. A few of our guys got to play it, and they said it was freaky.
Oh, no.
Spooky.
Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
I wonder if we're going to be looking at a Kinect scenario with the VR headsets for both Sony and Microsoft, where it'll come out in 2 to 3 years, in sort of the mid-cycle of these two new consoles, and it's going to be expensive, whether it's $300, maybe $350, maybe $400, and it'll, be adopted here and there. Like certain developers will try it out, but then it will become like fully integrated into the Xbox 2 and PS5. Like if it'll kind of go down that road where it'll more or less be beta tested.
Yeah.
In this generation,
Sure.
Yeah.
and proof of concept, and then the technology will get better and cheaper.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe the VR headset, the next Xbox console is a VR headset. You don't even use a TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You just get a controller and you get a headset.
I think they'll coexist. The first wave of these VR things, I think they'll coexist with current consoles. I don't think they're going to replace anything.
Well, no,
yet.
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the next gen.
Oh, okay.
What
once
if
people have gotten used
what
to
if
it.
the fourth Xbox console is a headset, is a VR headset?
I'm not ready for that.
But it's 10 years
Yeah,
away.
I know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'll be
But
old
we'll
then.
see. Yeah, you'll be old, senile. You won't care. Like,
Yeah.
you kids today, VR headsets.
Back in my day, we held a controller.
Yeah. Back in my day, they had VR in the mall, and it was 4 polygons, and you stood in a pod, and it was
He
weird.
was a
You had to
cowboy,
walk
and he was
uphill
3D.
both ways to the mall.
Exactly. But yeah, exciting times ahead, one way or the other.